What is good, everybody? Welcome back. Okay, wow, we're here. Is it working? Can you hear me? Let's try this again. A new start. I wanted to start with some real sound. Here we go. Trying this again. Good evening. I hope you're ready for an evening of experimentation, chill vibes, and cool vibes because we're being cooled off. We're being cooled off by Fan. Thank you to Audio Hertz for sponsoring today's stream. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for bearing with me for the minor technical issue at the beginning. I apologize. You do the same thing over and over again, nothing really changes, and then out of nowhere, suddenly, something will change. Something you've never had a problem with before will just suddenly give you a problem. So today, that was just one of those moments. But I don't know if any of you have had moments like that. I think I really want to make a book about creative barriers one day. All the things that can go wrong, basically. Because I think like at any given point when I'm making something, when I'm making music, when I'm trying to do something technical, even like just run a live stream, there's all these little dumb things that get in the way, right? It could be as small as like, oh, I plugged this into the wrong cable, or I plugged my interface in today and the drivers aren't correct or something. I don't know. It could be anything. Any little thing that can get in the way of your creativity. And I think like acknowledging those things and feeling like you're stronger than those things is an important part of trying to pursue being an artist. I don't know if you all feel that as well. But thank you all for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad to see some people tuning in from lots of different places. We've got Ronald Mark tuning in from Detroit. We got Gregory tuning in from Philly. Yeah, Bad Luck's in Texas. Alias is in the 206. I'm unsure of the 206 area code, so forgive my ignorance. Hail Nomad is, of course, joining us from Thailand. Shant, Los Angeles, likely. How likely is it? How likely is it? Eduardo, thank you for being here from UES. I forgive my ignorance once again. I don't know what the UES is. Am I crazy? And cycling frugally from up in Canada. Oh, the Upper East Side. I was thinking United Emirates of something. The Upper East Side. That makes a lot more sense. That's where Gossip Girl's from. How's everybody doing this evening? How's your music technology, musical, artistic journeys? People been putting in time making music? It's a difficult time out there in the world. Things getting more expensive. General, the resting level of everybody's anxiety probably heightened about 2 to 3% on average. But here we are together, people from all over the world, different countries, hopefully coming together for the interest of music and music technology. If you do need a little something extra for your sound, I gotta thank Audio Hertz for sponsoring these streams. They've sponsored the last 3 live streams, and that fan plugin that you saw on screen earlier, which is really cool. It's like a modulation plugin. I'm playing this Adams synth through it, and I was controlling it with my controller, but it's got saturation in there. I have it in vibrato mode at the moment, which I think adds a nice little warbly. I feel like the fan visual is more easy to understand than some tape emulation plugins. So I really like trying to get like a classic tape sound out of it, but it does also have a rotary mode, a tremolo, and a chorus mode. And it can go crazy. The spaceship is taking off. So 25% off Audio Hertz plugins. The code is in the description, pinned to the top of the chat. We'll insert this plugin in again later. But yeah, it's cool. And you know, everybody needs a fan to keep you cool. So summer is coming, right? The other thing I want to tell everybody is that we talked about the Ableton sale. Like I think Ableton's having like up to 25-30% off sale if you're upgrading to standard or suite, but it was supposed to expire on Tuesday and it's actually expiring on Friday, tomorrow. So if you are still looking to upgrade, or if you thought you missed the sale, you should check it out. Also, interestingly, I had somebody, and I don't know if this will work for everybody, but I did have somebody comment and be like, oh, I just bought live right before the sale happened. I'm super annoyed and bummed out, which obviously if you just paid full price for something and it goes on sale the next day, you're going to feel some type of way. But I commented back and I was like, oh, just reach out to support and see what happens. And they refunded the difference. So I thought that that was pretty cool. Happy ending to that story. Yo, Studio 8 FX from the Texas Panhandle. Now, Texas Panhandle is that little upper rectangular part, right? A few Texas viewers this evening. Very cool. Yes. See, I know my geography because when I think of Panhandle, I also think of Florida, and the Panhandle's on the side. But Panhandle doesn't necessarily have to be on the side. The title and thumbnail of today's stream. Oh, that's interesting. Something came off there. The title and thumbnail of today's stream features the Polyend Play Plus. I don't know what y'all's familiarity is with this Polyend Play Plus, but I just got mine in the mail this week. So I would love to know if any of you have played with the Polyend Play Plus or the Play or the Tracker. I know Polyend stuff is semi-popular in this community. So curious to hear anybody's experience with the Polyend Play, any curiosities, any questions you might have. I'm definitely not an expert in it. The reason that I wanted to get the Polyend Play Plus is because I have the Polyend Play, which is a great groovebox, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. There's 2 major differences though between the regular Play and the Play Plus, or in my mind, the main reasons that I wanted the Play Plus. One being that it has USB audio out, like multi-track USB audio out, which is amazing. So if you're using this thing as a drum machine, and that's what I found myself doing on the Play, I was like making full tracks, basically using it as a drum machine, whatever. But I was kind of frustrated that once I finished something, I couldn't easily get the multi-track out. So we got that multi-track out from Polyend Play Plus over USB. And what's really interesting is if I bring up Ableton Live here for a second, if you look at the Polyend Play Plus, 28 in, 2 out. It's not every day you see a 28 in USB input, but that's pretty cool. So I'm excited for that aspect. And then the second big difference between the Play and the Play Plus is this actually has synth engines built into it. 4 different synth engines built into it, which I'm excited to take advantage of. So overall, I think this is a really cool groovebox, and the thing. Oh, here's a good question. And Matthew says, any reason for choosing the Play Plus over the Tracker Plus? That's a good question. I've never really, I haven't really used many trackers before. I used an app that kind of simulates a tracker, basically. And I always considered a tracker something that I would not be interested in from a music making standpoint. Because I always thought like, oh, I like to use a keyboard and play in my melodies, play in my chords, etc. Which I still do. But with the polyend play, or what I was finding as I was making music with the polyend play, I was really enjoying not making music in that traditional way. I was really enjoying like placing notes across a step sequencer. I'm enjoying working a lot with chants and doing more probability kind of almost generative feel kind of stuff. So that's a long way of saying I might be interested in working with a tracker in the future, so we'll see. I did see that they have a Polyend has an anniversary coming up or something, and they are here. Let me bring it up. Polyend Tracker Aluminum. They're like dropping an aluminum version. Let's see if I heard that correctly, or I saw it on Instagram today. I thought. Am I making this up? Is this a fever dream? I'm gonna have to go to Instagram and find it because I swear I saw this. It was a really cool promo that they did. They also released a pedal. I've never tried any of their pedals before. Oh yeah, check out this crazy promo. I think the art direction on this is amazing. Oh god. I mean, it just looks fantastic, right? Limited edition aluminum Tracker Mini, sorry. No real clear shots of it though. Oh, it looks so dope there. Yeah. I don't know, never tried the trackers, but maybe I gotta try it in the future for sure. I'll look up some videos about it. Or the Deluge. I've never tried the Deluge. Are there any Deluge users here in the chat? I know there's some sequencer like synths that have a kind of similar grid-like approach. I have kind of not been in touch with that world for a long time, favoring keyboards for a while, but I've been getting more and more into sequencing and stuff. I did also pre-order an Oxy One Mark II. I think I've talked about that on stream before. Is it going to be an aluminum version of the track? Oh yeah. Thank you, Ronald. But I'm curious. So Ronald, you have the Play Plus. I would love to know what your experience is with it, and if anybody has any questions, why would you use a Play Plus or whatever. I'll definitely won't be the expert today, but we will try to make some cool music. But what else is going on in people's world? Is there any big music tech news? Nothing's immediately coming to mind. I mean, Superbooth happened, and there's a few cool announcements from that, but I haven't really gotten my hands on anything too new that I can talk about these days. So it seems like a calm time. It'll be interesting how the tariff situation starts to affect the flow of new gear or like new announcements, etc. I'm curious to see if brands put on hold some manufacturing plans or some release plans, but I'm not sure. But fingers crossed, I'm hoping my Oxy One 2 arrives by the end of this month. We shall see. Squarp, the Hapix 2.0. Yeah, let's take a look at that. What are some other of these grid style instruments? Let me find a picture of this Hapix. I've seen some people using it. So that was like a firmware update they dropped for. I did see that they dropped a firmware for the Akai Force, which is a separate topic entirely, but it looks like they're bringing a lot of the cool stuff from the MPC to the Akai Force. 2.0 update. Is this really that thick? It looks like a thick box. New note sequencer effects. Polyphonic tracks. I haven't looked much into the Hapix, but I'll have to check it out. Some of the higher priced stuff I haven't really gotten into. Just I tend to really, I want to stay, I generally want to stay in the budget gear kind of realm, but sometimes I do like more expensive pieces. Like, of course, I like the Teenage Engineering stuff, even though maybe that's controversial. But I only have an OP1 field. It's not like I have the whole kit or anything. But some of those smaller companies with the more expensive, not more niche stuff, but the slightly more complex stuff, I haven't really gotten into because I'm super into keyboards and stuff like that. But as I go further into like more non-traditional music writing and stuff like that, I'm finding all of this stuff more and more enticing. Still waiting for the MPC3 software for desktop. The Native Instruments 50% sale started today. Oh, that's good to know. A lot of sales going on. It is a Memorial Day weekend here in the States, so there'll be an opportunity to save some money, hopefully, this weekend. I mean, it's nothing compared to the 25% off you can get for the Audio Hertz plugins, but just saying. Oh, the white launch key Mark IV? Yeah. Let me grab it. Such a good looking piece of gear, right? I used it in a video that I shot this week. Really, really good looking piece of gear. I wish they made the 25 key version in that as well. Exactly, Pat Fogg Project. Exactly. Also, thank you for being a channel member. I really appreciate it. If you are here in this chat and you've never been to a stream before, hello, welcome. Definitely say hi in chat. Let us know it's your first time so we can welcome you accordingly. Thank you to my channel members in chat. Accent Noir, Hail Nomad. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Krios, you said you survived EDC. How was that? Who was your favorite set, I wonder? Give us a quick EDC review. Gotta do the shameless plug for the people who keep the lights on. You know what I mean? They were kind enough to sponsor this little weekly experiment, so I appreciate that. First time, and I gotta read your name backwards, I think. You're making it difficult. Mac. I'm just gonna call you Mac, because I can't quite say anything that comes after. But hello, my friend. Welcome. Should we make some noise? I'm going to start a new project. Mac is great. Okay, I got you. Let's start. File, new project, no. And I'll kind of like talk through how making music on the Polyend Play is just different in general. So we first need to load up a pack. Let's go ahead and load a sample pack. I'm just gonna load like the IDM pack or something like that, probably. You can put your own samples on here. The way it works is you load a pack and it has a sample pool basically that it can pull from that pack. But if those packs are organized in folders like kicks, snares, whatever, there are some cool possibilities with that. So, I always mess up navigating the menu too. So we'll try to combine like some sample stuff with some, here, load pack, sample stuff with some synth stuff as well. So we're gonna load up this folder. And basically a cool part of the Polyend Play is that each row can have, each row and each pad Each square can hold a different note, a different sample, and each one of those steps along the way can have different parameters on it. So you don't have to use like one row for kick, one row for snare, etc. You could have like kick and snare on a single row. That being said, you can sort of shift a single row all at once in different ways. So keeping parts isolated is not a bad practice. But as soon as this pack loads, we will get on to making some noise. Do you know what CPU they have on this machine? I heard the DSP on the synth is a bit weak. I am not sure. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I'm not sure weak in what respect. So are there performance issues being reported? All right, so let's get something going really quick. So the way this works is I got to pick a sample. And we've got folders, so I'm going to just try to find a kick. Let's hear what this sounds like. So I've placed a kick on the grid. And we can't hear anything because I don't have my track armed, potentially. Let's check. Oh yes, I need to give you some sound. Yeah, here we go. There we go. There's our kick. So if I don't like that sample, I can change it. Just a little subtle one. Oh, see, I gotta copy this one over. How's audio levels, by the way? Let me know if we're peaking or anything. I gotta kill this compressor. There we go. So I've got those kicks there, but any one of these can be changed to like a different sample. So let's go ahead and change the kick sample here. Audio good, thank you, Mac. I'll keep that one the same. I'll change this one, that's more like a pickup. And then each one of these steps, we can change all the little individual parameters. We can change the tuning, we can change the velocity, or not, with the samples, we're changing the volume. So I'll just add little subtle volume variations. Get this kick groove going. There are effects like delay and reverb, so let's dial in. Even with just a kick going, I'm already liking where this is going. Eitan, nice to see you. Good evening. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. We're making some noise with the Poly-N Play Plus. All right, let's start finding some new stuff. So now, I've got a little fuzzy thing there. Now, I can search for a new sample. Oh, I did hear a little crackling there. I wonder if that could be USB audio related. Perk. All right, I'm gonna stop the playback so I can preview the samples. I just like these little short IDM-y kind of sounds. And if I find a sound that I like, I can pick in place. Pick in place, that's what they call it. Oh, you know what? I really need to turn off the like touch sensitivity, which I did on my play, but I'm not gonna do it now. Folder, back to the perks. Gosh. There we go. Just a couple little clicky things. And we start building it on the grid like that. I'll do a little volume control on some of these. Give this a little delay. Nightbot going crazy. Okay, then chance is obviously something I like to use. We can play for longer loops, but I just like staying on one page for now. We can play with chance, so I can change the chance of this one note from happening here, and I can change the percentage. I can change the percentage to like 40%, but instead of doing that, I'm going to change the note right before it to, let's say, 60%, and then go back to this step here, and instead of giving it a percentage, I'm going to change it to group with last, so it will play with the sample before it. Wait, what's the percentage at here? 60%? Let's lower it. So if this sample here does not play, neither will this one. They'll always be grouped together. So it's a cool way to sort of program little gestures and group notes probability together, basically. So that'll be a little different every time. I guess I'll turn chance down on one of these kick notes as well, just so we can get a tiny bit of variation each time. That's why hosting live shows in the evenings is nice, provides a nice ambience that helps with work stuff. I appreciate it, my friend. Yeah, if we can all be like kind of working together on our own separate little projects while I'm live here, connect with people in the chat, just know there's people out there in the world doing similar things to you, you know, I think that's cool. All right, let's place a few more samples and then we'll jump over to some synths. So let's figure out what kind of... Oh, I hate that. Why would they put that as the first lead sample? That's crazy. All right, we can look for some snares. I think that one's fine. If I add a bunch of reverb and filter it, maybe. All right, yeah, let's do some sound design a bit here. And then we can change the pitch of this note too. I think maybe an octave up. Too high. So another probability setting instead of percentage is play one, or like play it once, skip 3, for instance. So if you play it once and you skip 3, that means it's playing once every 4 bars. So you can essentially make a 4-bar pattern from one lane, if that makes sense. I'm going to copy that note over here. I'll turn its chance up though. And then what I wanted to do was a little repeat on that note. Maybe we can make the note super short. And then I'll just put that at a percentage chance, 30%. It'll happen 30% of the time. So that's pretty cool. Looks like an improved version of the Deluge. Well, I don't know enough about the Deluge to say that, but I don't know what are some of the shortcomings, Paul, of the Deluge that you see being fulfilled here, I guess. But is the Deluge sample based or is it a synth? Apologize for my ignorance on that. One more rhythmic element, one more rhythmic sample element, and then we will move on to other things. Oh my god, I apologize that sound keeps happening. We're gonna go by it again. Bring the master volume down. Oh, master volume does not affect the preview volume, don't worry. Oh, that's crazy. There we go. Okay, we got by. Okay, some of these perk glitches will be fun to play with. I like that as like an alternative kick. A little too loud though. Scan for a few more of those perk glitches. A little too industrial. Actually, yeah, let's grab that hi-hat, but let's shorten it, sample end. Cool. And I'll set this chance to 40%, and then we will set all these other ones. Oh, this setting, I gotta change this setting, guys. They have this crazy setting where if you double tap the encoders, it will switch between the two things that you can edit, which seems like it would be convenient, but it is like totally way too easy to trigger. So let me see if I can quickly find the settings for that here. Knob double tap. Oh, thank God I found it immediately. Okay, so regardless, I set this step to 40%. I'm going to set all these other ones to play with last. That way they're always going to be playing as a group. That's like a little roll kind of situation. Group with last. I'm just going to take that out, leave this here, probably bring the volume down of these notes, and I'll probably turn the pitch up of those notes as well. Pan. And we've got a nice little rhythm. I like this little rhythm situation going here. Sorry, it's crazy stuff happening out my window. All right, we got that going. All right, let's check in. Deluge OS has gone open source, and it's amazing. Sampler, subtractive, wavetable, FM audio loops. That's cool. Yeah, so I think from the Paul, your comment, I think sounds like the Deluge has more features from what I can see. Yo, B, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Only shortcomings of the Deluge is that it doesn't really come with anything. You have to add samples to it. Okay. I should do that on the Play Plus anyway, but yeah. Included sounds are always a plus. All right, let's dive in and do some synth stuff. So the synth stuff on the Play Plus is on the MIDI page. So let me see if I can remember how to do this. So if I go to the sample encoder here, we're going to have options for synths, and there's 4 synth types. You can run 3 of them simultaneously, and I think it's like an 8 voice maximum or something like that. So whatever, let's just get into that. First, I'm going to set my scale so we can program some notes properly. I'll just we'll be here, and let's go ahead. Let's be an E tonight. Why not? Feels like an E kind of night. So what doing that does is if I select this track here and I hit view, we're going to have this kind of piano roll essentially. Oh, I need to set my settings to be in key. Scale filter on. There we go. So now these notes on the grid represent notes in the key of E. Like that. I don't think I can change effects while I'm here. All right, so we've got that very basic melody going. I'm gonna hop out of this view here. And now those notes are just on that single lane. And that's just the initial patch, so. Ooh, I like that. Wait, oh, so the master volume does not affect the USB output is what I think is happening. So I wonder if this limiter is, yeah, okay, the limiter is. And what I've realized in my little tinkering sessions so far is that the synths are much quieter than the samples. Like the samples are generally more normalized, I guess you could say. So what I'm going to do is pull back on all the sample volumes for now, just to get a more balanced sound. And I could just need to turn my headphones up too. But y'all let me know how the sound is for you. All right, back to my synth view. I'm gonna do chants, all the notes. We'll give them all a 60% chance of happening. All right, so we got that little kind of melody going. It's barely a melody yet. But I saw a question in the chat. Laverne Winston, how's it going? How would this compare to Move? A completely different beast? Yeah, I would consider it a completely different beast. Move is really very much your basic sketchpad, but it's pretty much synth based with some sample sequencing capability, but with no real advanced sequencing features. Move is a fantastic device, definitely don't get me wrong. This is more meant to be your more advanced sequencer, for sure. So even if you just use the Poly and Play as a controller, it's a very capable sequencer for sure. But yeah, totally different beast. If you're kind of unsure about music tech and you're wading through all the different devices, I think Move is a much better place to start. You'll be able to make stuff really easily on Move. And Poly and Play Plus is a slightly more advanced device, I would say. Different workflows and just like a little more like nuance to the workflow. If I remember correctly, you can do chords in note mode, but it will take multiple lanes. Yes, you can do that, Matthew. You're right. We can try to do that next. We can also mess with the play mode of this lane. So currently it's just playing forward. So all these different play modes will just play the steps in different order. I like that. Pyrex asks a question in chat. Maybe you all can answer. I'm not really sure. Anyone know any good tracker apps for iPhone? I remember having one on Android way back in the day. All right, so we can choose our next synth situation. Let's choose the FM synth. And this time I'll select 3 lanes. Oh, I gotta select the lanes. Hold on, did I do, this is where my order of operations, okay, we're on synth 3, that's correct. Let's choose a synth patch first, I guess. We're gonna look for a synth patch that is, wait, what button do I have to push? Let's look for a synth patch that is suitable for chords. What's up, Joe Will? Thank you for joining us this evening. Hope you're doing well. If anybody's just tuning in, hello. We're live every Thursday evening, experimenting with some music technology, making noise, talking all things music tech, really casual. So if you need a place to hang out Thursday nights online with a like-minded community, so this is the FM synth that I'm kind of auditioning sounds for. I need something just basic. Pour pads, I like the way pour pads sounds. So let me switch the view, select 3 lanes, shift view. Nope, that's not what I want. Hold view. And now we're back into that piano roll mode. But since we have 3 lanes selected, we can do like 3-note polyphony here. That's sounding so good. I like that a lot. Now, hold on. Let's hop out of that for a second. View. I want to adjust the track speed for those tracks so we can have more chords going across. So now you can see that those 3 lanes, the lights are moving across slower. So we could do another chord here. Not quite that though. Actually, I wonder if this synth, because it's actually not playing it back as chords. That's what I realized. It's playing back. It's like playing as if it's not doing polyphony. So I wonder if this synth specifically is not polyphonic. I could be wrong though. I like how it sounds though. It's like a happy accident. Let's turn up the note length. Oh, we are getting a little crunchy there. I think this is a good start. All right, next, let's find another synth sound. I'll use a different synth this time. Let's try drifting pad. So this little keyboard, well, this view on the side, I should say, is a keyboard. If you can see the two black keys, 3 black keys. So this represents like a piano here. 2 octaves. Betaron stopping by at just the right time for a good groove. Happy Thursday. Same to you as well. Yeah, we are getting a little bit of a good groove here. Still sad that chords still suck up tracks. Yeah, I mean, that, I guess that's just the nature of the device, right? Like every lane, every little square can only hold like one note or one sample, you know? So if you want chords, you need to stack them. This reminds me of the soundtrack to the movie Steve Jobs, if you have seen that. I've probably seen it. Is that the one where Ashton Kutcher plays Steve Jobs? But thank you. I'm glad you're having a visual connecting to the music here. All right, let's go out of this view. Let's go here. Let's get a note on the grid. Why does that feel? Why is that not in key? That's so bizarre. Is it just this this patch? Here, let's go back here. All right, we got to figure it out. Why are we seemingly out of key? Let's go to scales. Let's turn scale filter off for now. That doesn't make sense. That does. Ultra aesthetically, where'd you go? Missed like an hour. What happened? We got a little groove going right now. I'm trying to work through this pitch situation. I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on there. that's kind of annoying to listen to, that top line melody for a while. So what I want to actually do is change that track speed so that those notes are going to play slower. And we can also have the notes be longer, probably. Note length. So I don't know what you all think. If you all have not seen the polyamp play before, if you all have not made music this way before, totally different than just like writing melodies on keys and stuff, right? All right, let's get that chance down, maybe about 80% per note. Cool, and then we can go into perform mode. I can select certain tracks and affect only those tracks. So we can get into performance effects later, but I do like that implementation of performance effects. I'm gonna bring down this track a little more. I really want this to be a bit more subtle. Just double check all these parameters that I can adjust for this sound. Filter, no repeat. We could do a little bit of modulation. Oh, not too much though. Little whining notes that come in every now and then. Cool. Little beat stutters and stuff. So it's interesting because these perform pages where you have different effects, we have the drums or the samples, and then we also have the MIDI synth page. So you have to switch back and forth between the MIDI synth page. So you're kind of not able to do some of the cool performance effects to both at the same time, other than it seems these loops seem to happen on the master. And the delay as well. can add a perform mode. Okay, cool. I like that little groove going. I mean, we're not using everything at our disposal here. If I go back to the audio mode, we still have 4 more lanes that we can use for samples. And then here in this mode, which is also a MIDI mode, we have 3 more lanes to go there. Le Fang. My experience is with Ableton and Pocket Operator Sub. Oh, hello. I missed your first message. Just subbed, and I am really enjoying your jam and workflow. It's calculative but explorative as well. There's too many ifs in that sentence. I couldn't get through it. Pronunciation. I couldn't pronounce through it. I'm wondering what you think about this product so far. I mean, I specifically wanted the polyend play. I really like this workflow. I had been talking about that earlier, so you can always rewind the stream and watch to hear my full thoughts, but I like this approach that is slightly different than playing music on a keyboard. So I like kind of trying to work through making music like this. It's a different part of your brain, I feel. And then the deluge question. A lot of people have been asking and mentioning the deluge. I have not used a deluge before. We've been able to add more than 32 sets. Wait, did I miss the first part of that? Yes, I did. So me and a few other people have a Discord server. We're hacking the Ableton Move, and we've made a lot of discoveries. We've been able to add more than 32 sets. That's cool. I think I'm fine with 32 sets for now, but interesting. Curious to see what you guys come up with. If you find a way to sidechain, let me know. Or add probability to the sequencer. Hi, I'm watching this and it's really cool, but I wanted to say something. Oh yeah, you're telling me about the hacking the move hackers. You guys should be documenting your process and like make a little heist movie out of it. What's up, Daza Direct? Just arrived. I don't know where my wallet is. Damn you, sir. I know where this live is going to lead to. I must resist. Yes, please spend responsibly. Just because you see me jamming on stuff doesn't mean you got to run out and buy it. You probably have a cool piece of gear at home or a cool piece of software that you could be making music with right now. You don't need something new. Go watch a commercial for something you already own. That's my tip. Shall we do a little modulation here? How's that? With fan. I do like the sound of the fan. Very cool. Very fun. I just tell the wife you made me buy it. No, I do not take responsibility. Well, you know what? You know, I could be a wingman in that way, I guess. Yeah, I told you to buy it. Just tell her. Gotta find the fun and utility in the gear you currently possess. I agree 100%. You guys gotta remember that I live in this crazy alternative reality where somehow I've convinced these brands to send me a lot of this gear for free. So like when you see my studio with all the gear and everything, you should not be like, oh dang, I gotta buy that. Like if he can buy that much gear, I gotta buy that much gear. Don't think that at all. For sure not. it's a totally different scenario. And if I was not as fortunate to receive all this gear for free, I would have a much more pared down setup. I might be going down the rabbit hole a little bit. I mean, you can make music tech your hobby and spend your, extra cash on that and feel fine about that. You shouldn't feel guilty about it, but take care of all the other expenses first too, You still can't sequence performance mode changes, right? If dots, let me know what you mean. Do you mean like recording kind of automation stuff or performance mode changes? Oh yeah, I don't think you can record performance mode as automation. I think that's correct. Sorry, I didn't switch my camera. Yeah, because when you hit live record, it jumps right out of performance mode, which is interesting. Okay. Can I connect the launch key with this audio cable? That's my question. Does this work? MIDI out. Hold on, let's do this the other way. MIDI out from launch key to the MIDI input. Am I in the right place? Yeah, MIDI input. Let's try it. So I could, in theory, control one of the synths. Am I right? Let's go. Where do we need to go? Where am I? Who am I? Why am I here? The play is type B MIDI, not type A. So does that mean these are not compatible? I hate the whole type B, type A garbage. I can't stand it. Get out of perform mode, hit play, let's hear some sound. Oh, I'm in the MIDI mode. So let me go here. So in theory, I don't know, maybe we won't mess with that this evening. Yeah, it doesn't look like notes are going in. All right, whatever. We'll experiment with that another time. Thank you for your kind words. I got a launch key, 25 key. Your video and others helped me decide to get the full size version. Has really deep Cubase integration and customization. That's cool. I don't think of the launch key as a Cubase controller, but cool to know you're able to use it with Cubase pretty well. All right. Let's investigate a little more. I'm curious why I was getting notes that were out of key. So that's C, D, E. So I thought we were in the key of E. The same key of E. Yeah, so that should be the key of E in theory. Let's go. I want to change. Why can't I change that when I'm selected here? Gotta change it first. All right, let's change to a different synth yet again. Let's go back to the VAP synth. Change this view. That's a lot of fun. So that should be the root note. It's not, though. is our root note. Oh no. If you change that, it changes all the other notes. Oh. Okay, we won't even get into that nonsense. Oof. That seems like a whole nother level that I don't want to deal with. All right. Any further questions about the polyend play? I'll have to figure out that key issue later. I think probably our chords, the notes that I have for chords, are implying different harmony than is actually supposed to be there. Here, let's copy some notes of her. Let's see what note that is. So I think we're kind of implying more of an A harmony. I think that's what happened. I got it. I get it. I messed it up. Nothing too magical happening here. I do like this initial synth, but why did we stop hearing that synth is a question that I have. It's not muted. Do we turn the volume down? No. Note length is down. I kind of liked this whole vibe when it was slightly more experimental and less melodic. I think that's one of the whole reasons I like to use the polyend play. So I gotta move away from like more melodic writing when I'm using it. Oh, that's a performance situation there. All right, I'll show like one more quick thing. Let me go back to the sample view mode and let's go ahead and choose a sample. Let's choose just another perk, probably. Something that's not super obnoxious. I'll just choose that perk. If I select this and I go to fill, it will fill notes. And the fill has a type. You can choose Euclidean, which will put a X amount of notes across the space. And then we can randomize samples in folder. But the thing with randomize is we've got to print it, basically. So if I like how that sounds, I gotta hit save, and the randomization is applied. Depeche says, techno, yes. I don't know. We're descending into madness, as usually occurs on a Thursday evening here on stream. Is it easy to duplicate a pattern, asks Daza, or Daza, sorry. So like the way it works is what we're working on right now is a pattern. So the whole thing is a pattern. So I can hold that square and copy that pattern over, and now these are identical patterns. So that's the whole thing. Another way it works is with variations. So say for that baseline, for instance, if I want to make changes to that baseline only, we have variations. So same thing, hold that square, copy it over. It's copied. And let's make a really obvious change. Let's just have it be 2 notes. Dun, 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 dun. Just change variations. Boom. a chord synth there. Oh. Turn that delay down. I've been running this through the fan the whole time, by the way, with a little bit of saturation. Do a little before and after. Before. After. That's a nice texture, right? This is something. Not what I usually make, you know? What's your favorite groovebox so far? Have you tried the Digitact? I have not tried the Digitact or the Digatone. It's hard for me to say what my favorite is. They're all so different. I mean, I've been really enjoying Move lately. I obviously really enjoy the Roland P6 and the SP44. I enjoy the Poly and Play. They're all different. I don't know how to pick a favorite. I don't know. What's your favorite, Joker? The Digitact and Digatone always seemed intimidating to me. I'm droning the E octave with left hand and improvising E pentatonic notes in the right hand with you for 20 minutes. Sounds great. With Scalar 2, felt piano. Oh, cool. We're collaborating, DJAF. Love to hear that. Just try this out and you can plug your play into the Move and use it as MIDI. Okay, Lane, I've had not good success with that. How did you set it up? You were able to send MIDI notes to Move from Play? Or use Move MIDI into Play? Which way did you go? Oh, I'm dumb. ear break there. Only have tried the Ableton Push when I first started out and got overwhelmed, so I haven't tried the Digitact for the same reason. Yeah, jumping right into Push is a little overwhelming. You should just learn Live first. That would be my big recommendation. Just get used to the software, get used to making music. Every machine has their own nuances, their own frustrating things, their own strengths, of course, but grooveboxes and machines, like, they all have their own thing. So you either got to pick one and dedicate yourself to it, or you might need to get your feet wet in terms of just like general music making and stuff. Yeah, software is definitely the way to go. Push would be a lot at once. Yeah, that's what it's like, especially Push 3 standalone. People are like, oh, should I pick up Push 3 standalone if I'd never used Live before? It's like you have to have an understanding of Live, I feel, to use the Push standalone. All right, Lane's got to update, plug the play into Move, and set Move up as the master. Was able to control the play plus note info. Was still lacking, but I might not. Yeah, I think I want to go the other way. I don't really care to send notes to the play. I want to use play sequencer to sequence Move, but I haven't had success doing that yet. Needs more microcosms, says Hail Nomad. All right, we'll do that. Well, I don't have the microcosm, but I do have a Transit 2 preset that I like. Check it out. Instant ambient. Don't forget, we're getting a lot of cool width out of the fan. And saturation. I like the sound. Alright, what was the question? Daza, can this polyend record the automation of you twisting the pause during the sequence? I believe so, but let's give it a shot. Let's find something that's really obvious. Let's get out of perform mode. What is this? Let's solo this track. Yep, that works. All right, I like this little weird loop that we came up with this evening. Alright, y'all. It's been weird. It's been wild. You can expect more experimentation with the Poly and Play Plus coming soon to the channel. This was a fun little experimentation session tonight. I had fun. I got to learn more about using the synths with the Poly and Play Plus for sure. I wasn't fully utilizing those at all. But this kind of workflow, this kind of like working on the grid, random little notes happening here and there, then processing through some effects is something I'm having a lot of fun doing. Lane says it works to control the move. If you want to walk me through how we can get that going, I'm all ears. I'm assuming it's via USB, right? Dancing in a Dream says, love it. Thanks so much. Here, let me grab my Ableton Move, Lane, and we can give it a shot. I'm on beta 1.5 though, so I'm not sure if that's gonna work. But I got the Move here. Let's save whatever the heck this is that we just did. Save project, save. We can just randomize the name, auto name, celery sack, no, deep skate, okay. Confirm. All right, that project will save. You're on the last official release. Okay, so well, in theory, this should work, but I have never gotten a chance to get notes from the Poly and Play to the Move, and I have been back and forth with ChatGPT about why it's not working, and it can't figure it out either. So I thought it was not possible. I'm not sure if is the Poly and Play not class compliant. I could be making that up, but I assume we're going to go from USB-A on the Move to USB-C on the Poly and Play, right? Let's see, Lane. Lane, if we can get this going, I'm going to be very excited. Unplug. Oh, by the way, Poly and Play does not have a battery. However, I have this little charging thing that you can just plug into the top. So it makes it like a little nice little situation. The Move is powering the Play. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Moment of truth. That's not the button I want. That is. I might have to zoom out on that camera up there. All right. Place your bets now, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs. Is this going to work? I have faith, but I am unsure if it will work. I have to get an audio track set up properly here so that we can hear if anything does come through the Move. And we will want to unplug this and plug this into the Move headphone jack. Okay. Come on over. And you should be hearing the Move. Oh, but it's going through all those effects. All right, here we go. I've got these sounds coming out of the Move. I got to bring chat back up for moral support. It will work. I am Orange says it'll work. All right, so we're on 1.5, so I'm going to set this out properly from one of these tracks. So we're going to be receiving MIDI in. We're not going to be sending MIDI out. I'm going to turn MIDI out off. I'm going to turn MIDI in on. I guess I can just do MIDI channel 1. And then I'm going to go to just a new project here on the Poly and Play. And what I should be able to do is go to MIDI mode, select the USB channel. I should be able to select USB channel 1. I should be able to select a note and place. Pick and place. USB channel 1. Oh gosh, it just worked. Why did it just work? Well, I'm not mad that it just worked, to be honest, but I have not been able to get that to work on my proper poly and play. That's so crazy. Well, that's gonna be my weekend. Well, actually, let me thank you, Lane, for pushing me to do that. I don't know why that's never worked on my just regular poly and play, but that's a crazy thing that I've been banging my head against the wall for a few weeks that I'm able to do. So thank you, Lane, for pointing me in that direction and getting me to see that it is possible. So, yes, perseverance. So let me fill you guys in before we sign off tonight. So I am going to be moving, actually, very soon. So I'm going to be moving, and I'm excited, but everybody knows that moving is quite the arduous journey. I will be moving. I will have a very nice home studio space where I'm moving. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to get that all set up, but that also means I will not be able to stream next week. So I hope that the next live stream will be in 2 weeks. And in theory, in 2 weeks, we will be in a brand new home studio, and it will probably be still, a work in progress, but I'll be able to share some of that with you all, and we can talk through it. We can look at the new space and everything. So that's exciting. I'm excited for that. It's going to be a busy next, week and a half as we prepare to move, but we're really excited about it. And I'll share more as we get closer and as we get in the space. But I've got a few videos locked and loaded, ready to go for the next few weeks. So I am generally posting videos on Sunday, so you should look out for that. And I've also been scheduling short form content throughout the week. So little performances, little glimpses at music tech stuff. That's what I've been doing on short form, on YouTube Shorts, and on Instagram Reels. So do follow me on Instagram as well, and keep up with the short form content. I've tried these new kind of dark hologram videos. I posted one of them so far, but I'm trying to post them at 2 a.m. my time. It's a little late night Adult Swim-esque kind of thing with ambient mood videos. So whatever, look for those. Lots of other stuff coming down the pipeline. I'm making a video about that setup behind me. I'm going to have a video about the drone synth coming out this weekend. More Ableton Move stuff is coming. So there's a lot happening. I'm trying to stay sane. And then I have a couple projects that I'm working on that are for unannounced things that I can't talk about yet, but I'm excited to work on those, but they're going to be a lot of work. And I got to get it all done before I move out of this studio. So there's that. But Ronald says, document your move and setting up the studio. I'm definitely going to do that. Maybe it can even turn it into a series, because it's going to be an ongoing process for sure. Moving is a lot. Wishing you luck on getting it all done. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Cable ties, gaffer tape, tape measure. Yes, I hear you for sure. We're gonna go look at a few, because we need a couple. We may need a couple furniture items. We're not trying to do a lot of spending or anything, but we may need a couple furniture items. So we're going out tomorrow to kind of browse around and look at things. But yeah, I have a whole cable tie kit, cable ties and raceway for cables and stuff like that. I got a whole box of that stuff. And the last time we moved, because we moved, we did kind of like a cross-country move last time. We have a ton of Rubbermaid bins. So we're kind of professional movers at this point. Packing all that gear to make sure it doesn't get damaged has to be a chore in itself. Yes, well, yeah, it is. I just have bins full of gear. Like, there's even bins just full in my closet already, so gonna do the best we can. But thanks everybody for tuning in. If you tuned in late, you can always watch these live streams from the beginning, and there are previous live streams available to watch on the channel. So if you liked the vibes here tonight and you want a little electronic music exploration streams to go back and watch, check those on the channel. We'll be back live in 2 weeks, but do expect a video from me every Sunday between now and when we meet again. But thank you all. Y'all are a very supportive community. It's fun to hang out and experiment here on these evening streams. If you haven't yet, check out the Audio Hertz plugin. Check out the fan plugin. There is a free trial for it, so don't feel like you need to spend any money. Grab the free trial, play with the fan for a bit. If you like it, there's a 25% off code in the description. But Audio Hertz was kind enough to sponsor these last 3 Thursday evening streams, so curious to see if they'll want to continue. I'm not sure. I hope it's worked out for them. I've enjoyed using the plugin, so we'll see. But it's been real. I'll talk to y'all soon, everybody. Don't forget that Ableton sale is happening until tomorrow, so if you're trying to take advantage, definitely do so. Time's running out. Let's kill these lights, and I'll see y'all next time in a totally different home studio. This has been TAETRO, signing off. Have a good one.
Mm-hmm.